Hi, I'm Pete. I'm with F-Body Warehouse, and today what we're doing, we're working on our 86 Trans Am. Now, this is a great old car, low mileage car, mid-60s as far as mileage goes, runs like a champ, looks like a champ, but, and there's always a but, as you can see right in here, some of the factory decals have started to chip. And so what we've done, we've ordered our new replacement Phoenix Graphics decal kit. But this is 86, so this decal on here is 30 years old. And so what we want to do is, the car doesn't need a paint job, so why paint it? So the question becomes, how do we remove our factory decals without destroying our paint? So we're using a couple step process here. First off, we have some label and sticker remover from Turtle Wax. This is basically the equivalent of Goo Gone. And then we have this really cool attachment that we ordered off of Amazon, and we may actually start to offer these on the website. What this is a rubber wheel. This rubber wheel we can put onto our drill, and running at a medium speed we're going to be able to literally take this off without damaging our paint. So if you scoot down over here, I'll show you the paint that the decal we've already removed. This area right here had this same decal on it. We have removed it without marring the paint. So we got this area done. Now one thing I wanted to explain on this decal, which is different from most of the decals on these cars, but this is actually a translucent decal. So what that means is all these colors you see here, the body color, is not a printed decal, it's actually a clear decal, and that is the paint behind it. So if we mar up the paint pulling off the decal, when you put the decal back on, it's going to look marred. So I've already started on this, and I'm going to continue on, and what we'll do is we'll show you little segments of it as we go along, because this is it's a time-consuming process. So it'll probably take us about 20 minutes to get this door done, and then we have a couple on the other side that we're going to remove. But this way you'll get an idea of how we're doing it in the process, but we're not going to sit here for 30 minutes and make you watch the whole thing. Now I sprayed a little of this stuff on. I'm going to let it sit for a minute and set up, and this is supposed to help break it off. It really works more on the adhesive, like right in here where I've already got the decal off. That'll break that adhesive off a little easier, and then I can just fly over that and that'll finish that out. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with an area that we already have the decal somewhat disintegrated off, and I'll work this way. Now I've been grinding away here for a minute. Now what you're going to notice is we have, this is rubber. This isn't like, I don't know what other material it could be, but it's rubber. So as you do this, you're obviously grinding the decal, but the decal in turn is going to grind down the rubber. So all it does is wipe right off. And you're going to have some cleanup, of course, when you're done. But as you can see, just that little chunk, we advanced a little farther down the line here, and we're going to continue on. Now every so often you do want to wipe this off because you want to see where you're at, how far you got to go, and how's it coming. Now as you can see, that's all that rubber. I mean, it gets everywhere, so this makes a little bit of a mess. We're working our way across. We're almost down to the end. I'm going to knock this section out real quick for you, and then I'm going to show you how we're removing that bottom, because I can't get myself to feel comfortable going right along that edge. So we're actually going to be doing that using this and a razor blade extremely carefully. We got one more chunk here. Now, I'm not worried about any leftover adhesive because this will take the adhesive off. And I'm going to stop right before the edge because this car doesn't need, these front decals are fine. We're just replacing the ones that needed it on this car. So I'm going to stop right about here and then I'll take that off with a razor. So I didn't want to grind this all the way down to the bottom here for fear that I was going to tear off some of the paint here. So what I've got is I've got a razor blade here and I'm slowly pulling on this, and when it breaks I just walk it back a little, but I'm able to slowly peel this small area back just by hand, as you can see, like that. I'm going to continue and do this all the way forward, and then we're going to use our glue gun, or label and sticker remover, and we're going to spray this all down, let it set to get all the sticky off, and then we'll prep this to put our new decal on. Now on the other side I'm going to be doing this same decal on the other side, and we'll show you just a little bit of that. I'm trying to avoid using a razor blade at all costs for obvious reasons. A razor blade will really tend to gouge, and that's not what we want. We want to be able to basically pull it off as well as we can just by hand. And the reason I stopped is grinding here is I did not want to damage this front piece. Although I have that, the car doesn't really need it, so I'm not going to apply it. So as you can see, I was able to roll that off just with my hand. Now, I wouldn't be able to do that with the whole strip just because it's such a thick strip, but being it was just a little area, it was able to pull off like a pinstripe would. Now I'll spray this. And the directions on this say to let this set up for about 2 minutes. And so we'll give it about 2 minutes and then we'll scrub it off. And it's just like I said, glue gun. It's just going to take all the adhesive off. Now we will have to apply a prep spray prior to putting on the new decals, of course. But this will get all the glue off. Now what I'm using to get that glue off with is I found a microfiber towel. Works really well because it is somewhat aggressive and it helps to break that glue free. So we'll give it a couple minutes and we'll scrub it down and then we'll move on to the other side of the car.
So Peter has the whole decal off except for the back part, and I'm going to show you how to get the sticky adhesive off. I just use the label and sticker remover, spray it on, and then rub it. Rub it until it balls up, and then move to a clean section of your cloth and just keep going. It's important that you get all of the adhesive off because you're going to need a clean surface to put your new decals on. So we've just got a little bit left. We're going to finish prepping this. Watch for our video on how to install the new graphics, and also check out our website www.fbodywarehouse.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel at fbodywarehouse1.